What is happening, sports fans? Welcome back to the Roger Report, where the news cycle never sleeps, and we're here to bring you the absolute hottest takes and biggest stories as they break. Get ready, because the game clock is ticking, and the updates are coming in fast. You won't want to miss a single second of this. First up, the New York Giants are facing questions after a tough debut, and all eyes are on quarterback Russell Wilson following some cryptic comments from head coach Brian Daboll. Is Wilson's job in jeopardy? Next, we're diving headfirst into the wild world of NFL Week 1 overreactions. Did the Chiefs' dynasty already hit a snag? Are the Dolphins in serious trouble? We're dissecting the biggest surprises and most questionable takes to see what's real and what's just noise after the opening weekend. And speaking of Russell Wilson and the Giants, the postgame fallout is getting intense. We're breaking down Russell Wilson's controversial postgame comments after that tough loss to the Commanders and the reactions pouring in from fans and analysts alike. Did he say the right thing, or is this fueling the fire? Finally, we're wrapping up with a crucial update on the Giants' quarterback situation. Head coach Brian Daboll is playing it coy, and we're getting the latest on whether Russell Wilson will remain the starter heading into Week 2. So stick around for all the details. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the Roger Report, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Giants QB job on shaky ground. The New York Giants kicked off their season with a performance that left fans and analysts questioning their offensive direction, particularly at the quarterback position. In his debut with the team, Russell Wilson struggled, completing just 17 of 37 passes for 168 yards, resulting in a low passer rating of 59.3. While he added 44 rushing yards, the Giants' offense as a whole could only muster 231 total yards and failed to score a touchdown in their 21-6 loss to the Commanders. This performance immediately sparked debate about the team's quarterback strategy, especially with rookie Jackson Dart showing promise in the preseason. Despite Wilson's struggles, Giants head coach Brian Daboll publicly backed his new signal caller, stating, "This game isn't on Russell Wilson. It's not on Russell Wilson. Let me make that clear. I have confidence in Russ. We have to do a better job all the way around." However, when pressed about whether Wilson would remain the starter for the next game against the Dallas Cowboys, Daboll remained non-committal, indicating that the team would get home and look at our game. This ambiguity has fueled speculation that Dart, who impressed in the preseason completing 68% of his passes for 372 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, could be in line for a starting role sooner rather than later. The public reaction has been mixed, with many fans expressing frustration over the offensive output and Wilson's performance, while others understand the need for patience. Analysts are closely watching how the Giants' coaching staff navigates this early season challenge, with the pressure mounting to find a stable and effective offensive solution. Don't go anywhere, because the NFL landscape is shifting, and we've got more shocking Week 1 takeaways. Up next, we're tackling the biggest NFL overreactions that might actually be telling us something real. NFL Week 1, are we overreacting or is this real? As the dust settles on NFL Week 1, the hot takes are flying, but which ones are just noise and which ones might signal a genuine shift in the league? We're diving deep into the biggest overreactions that emerged from the opening weekend, separating the knee-jerk reactions from the potential truths. Take the Kansas City Chiefs, for instance. A Week 1 loss to the Chargers, coupled with the early injury to speedster Xavier Worthy and the continued suspension of Rashee Rice, has some questioning if their AFC West dominance is over. While the Chiefs have a history of overcoming slow starts under Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, the offense looked out of sync, and the defense struggled against Justin Herbert. However, calling their dynasty over after one game seems premature, especially given their track record of mid-season adjustments and the eventual return of key players. Then there's the Miami Dolphins, who suffered a brutal 33-8 defeat to the Colts. Tua Tagovailoa's performance was particularly concerning, marked by turnovers and a lack of offensive spark. With the defense also battling injuries, this early season showing has ignited fears among their doubters that they could be in for a long season. Unlike the Chiefs, the Dolphins' struggles, especially if they persist, might be more indicative of deeper issues that could indeed warrant concern, potentially even leading them to consider future quarterback options in a strong draft class. We also examine the New York Giants' offensive woes with Russell Wilson under center, questioning if their struggles are a sign of things to come or just an opening week anomaly. The debate continues on whether rookie Jackson Dart should be given a shot. Finally, we look at the Green Bay Packers' dominant win over the Lions, which suggests they might be more than ready to contend in the NFC this season. Are these early signs of a changing hierarchy or just Week 1 flukes? This Week 1 analysis is just the tip of the iceberg, and the drama is far from over. Next, we're getting into the fiery reactions to Russell Wilson's post-game remarks. Wilson's words spark fan fury after Giants' loss. Russell Wilson's highly anticipated debut for the New York Giants took a disappointing turn with a 21-6 road loss to the Washington Commanders. In a game where the Giants' offense failed to find the end zone, Wilson's performance, 168 passing yards with no touchdowns, drew significant scrutiny. However, it was his post-game comments that truly ignited the fanbase and media. When asked about the team's effort, Wilson stated, "I thought we competed our butts off today. That was a physical game. We left it all on the field. We gave it our all physically." This sentiment, meant to convey determination, was met with widespread criticism from Giants fans and observers who felt it was out of touch with the reality of scoring only 6 points against a perceived weaker defense. Social media exploded with reactions, with many pointing out the stark contrast between Wilson's words and the team's on-field failure. Phrases like "competed our butts off," "we could only score 6 points," and "spoiler alert, you didn't" flooded platforms like X, formerly Twitter, highlighting the disconnect. Many fans expressed frustration, labeling Wilson's comments as generic or even delusional, especially given the Giants' struggles to score points over the past few seasons. The sentiment among a vocal portion of the fanbase is clear. They are tired of what they perceive as empty platitudes and are ready for tangible results, with many calling for rookie Jackson Dart to take over as starting quarterback. The criticism suggests that Wilson's veteran presence hasn't immediately translated into the offensive spark the Giants desperately need, and his post-game remarks have only amplified the pressure. These comments have certainly added fuel to the fire surrounding the Giants' quarterback situation. Now, let's get the latest on whether Brian Daboll is ready to make a change under center. Daboll's decision: will Wilson remain Giants starter? Following a dismal 21-6 season-opening loss to the Washington Commanders, the New York Giants' commitment to quarterback Russell Wilson is under intense scrutiny. Head coach Brian Daboll faced direct questions about Wilson's future as the team's starter for Week 2 against the Dallas Cowboys, but his responses offered little clarity, leaving the situation decidedly uncertain. Wilson's debut was statistically underwhelming, with 17 completions on 37 attempts for 168 yards, no touchdowns, and crucially, he struggled significantly under pressure, completing only 2 of 12 passes for 26 yards with 2 sacks. Despite these struggles, Daboll initially defended Wilson, stating, "I've got confidence in Russ. We have to do a better job all the way around." However, when asked directly about potentially starting rookie Jackson Dart, who served as the backup ahead of veteran Jameis Winston, Daboll's answer was evasive. "We're going to get home and look at our game." This non-committal stance, coupled with the fact that Dart was dressed as the number 2 quarterback, has fueled speculation that a change could be imminent. The Giants' offensive performance was a collective failure, with the team managing just 231 total yards and failing to convert in the red zone. Wilson himself acknowledged the red zone struggles, stating, "The game was simple in the sense that we didn't convert in the red zone." Yet, the focus remains on the quarterback decision, especially given Dart's strong preseason showing and the Giants' history of offensive struggles over the past 2 seasons. Daboll's methodical approach to player development is clear, but the immediate need for offensive production might force his hand sooner than expected. This quarterback quandary is far from resolved, and the pressure is mounting. Before we sign off, don't miss our lightning round recap of all the top stories. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Roger Report. We covered Russell Wilson's job being in question after Brian Daboll's comments, dissected the biggest NFL Week 1 overreactions, broke down Russell Wilson's controversial postgame remarks, and explored Brian Daboll's non-committal stance on the Giants' Week 2 starter. Make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell on so you don't miss our next deep dive. Like this video if you found it helpful, leave a comment with your thoughts on the Giants' QB situation, and follow us on all social media platforms for more real-time updates. We'll see you next time.